way back to my house. I'm on a link. I gotta look at this guy.
He's Niagara West. I don't know where Niagara is politically.
Niagara Falls.
Yeah, no, I know where. I know what I mean politically. I don't know their stance.
Nothing. Nobody gives a fuck about the politics of Niagara Falls.
No, I wouldn't think. 24-hour like fucking drive-through weddings and barrels over the falls and shit. I don't know what goes on there. Nothing really. Weddings. Who cares?
No. That's it. It's nothing. You go there to what? You go there to spend your money.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't go there to do anything else. You just go there to blow a bunch of cash and you leave.
Yeah, it's like Alberta.
Yeah.
That is Alberta.
I guess.
And Vegas.
And Vegas, yeah. Vegas, actually, Niagara Falls is Canada's Vegas. Although it's not based off of casinos specifically, there is a casino there, but it's not based off of that as much as in Vegas, you go there to gamble your money away.
Yeah.
And so it's a little more. It's very, very atypical in America. It's very, you can make money. No, you're gonna fucking lose.
Gambling never really.
Canada, we don't give a shit. We're telling you, oh, come on out to fucking Niagara Falls. It's great. We will take everything you own.
Yeah, and
because everything costs so much money.
And gambling never really caught on in Canada because we're too practical for that. I know there's gambling addicts, of course there always will be, but it's not to the degree. We could never have a Vegas. It would go bankrupt here because we're just not that like that. We don't.
Yeah, the 4 dozen gambling addicts that we have in this country are not going to keep a fucking casino alive.
No, and we just were like, yeah, well, what am I going to do with all that money?
Yeah.
The bank's far.
Let's just buy another casino.
There's no bank anywhere near my house. Like, I wouldn't want all that money. What am I going to do with it?
No.
And the rest
Give
of Canada.
It to me. I'll show you what to do with it.
That's the other thing. Like, the rest of Canada. Like, you forget how metropolitan our cities are until you get out of them. Like, outside of Vancouver and Toronto, there's fucking nothing in between.
No,
nothing.
Really.
No. It's just a long ass drive, and in any direction, there's nothing. So you can't get that kind of excitement about things when it's 9 miles to the closest neighbor to tell them what you're excited about.
There's not a whole lot. This is why we get to see storms this is why we get to see supercells is across that vast point of wasteland.
Oh yeah, and nobody gets hurt because there's nothing there. No.
When was the last time you heard about a fucking house people getting killed by tornadoes in Canada?
Edmonton.
It doesn't happen.
Edmonton.
How long ago was that?
Black Thursday, was it? Yeah, Black Thursday.
And that was how long ago?
80 something. 80.
There you go.
Like Mount St. Helens days. And it was a giant fluke. And I don't know, probably they were watching Gretzky, and that's why they missed it, probably. Because generally we prepared the shit out of these things, and nothing happens. It's like the year they went and boarded up downtown Vancouver because they were worried about a riot on New Year's, and like there was no one downtown at all, like 9 people, everyone wasted all their time. I don't know, we're stupid. But this guy, this Oosterhoff, son of a bitch. I just want to keep reiterating his name because he's just, this is what's coming up. He's going to make a name for himself, and that's the bad thing is we are
He's a kid.
What's that?
He's a kid.
Oh yeah, they all are now. Look at Andrew Shearer. They're all kids.
This kid was born in '97.
Really? I didn't realize he was that young.
August 22nd, 1997. He is young.
Jesus Christ, that should be illegal.
He was first elected at the age of 19 in November of 2016.
Fuck. He's almost not too old to be aborted himself. Maybe that's why he's worried.
Just so you know, here's the jump in Canada. So he's the youngest at the age of 19. The previous record was held by Reed Scott, who was elected as Cooperative Commonwealth Federation MPP in 1948 at the age of 21.
1948, we had a kid.
Yeah, the kid, right. In 1940, it took that long for them to forget that's how
in the CCCP. The CCCP that's before NDP existed. That's what they became the NDP eventually. That's funny. That was the last kid was in a party that went belly up.
Yeah, look at that. Ossoff is a social conservative that believes that abortion and same-sex marriage should be illegal. However, in 2016, he stated that he is absolutely not a homophobe. How the hell do you actually get? See, this is why you can't elect children to be in politics.
You don't have to be a homophobe to be full of hate and to want to just stick your nose where it doesn't fucking belong. Everything you're saying is a violation of human rights, and that makes you a fucking terrorist, in my opinion. That's what the people that spread this kind of shit, they're no better than Nazis, in my opinion. You're like reproductive rights. That's a basic human right. It's not. I know we just did an episode on this. It's not really. It's a kind of a bit of a gray area, but in my mind, it's not. Very, very simple. No. And people like this trying to spread the kind of message in a place like Canada, they should have to go before any of the immigrants we're talking about kicking out. These guys should have to go. You're only 19. You haven't been there. You haven't been here that long. We can get rid of you. Fucking like. How you could have your party aligned with people like that would say something like that is just what even the staunchest of conservatives have to be just fucking shaking their heads right now.
Oh, I'd have to assume so. I like to hope so. God, it's unreal.
It's like that. We've now spent 4 years pointing out what's wrong with these people, but we're still voting for them. We know what Justin. We knew what Justin was going to do. People predicted it a year before he did it, and yet we do nothing about it. What the fuck is the problem with us? Like, these people are going to get voted for. One of these two people, not Oosterhoff, but he'll get in. One of these people is going to run our fucking country, almost.
I'm just, wow. What the hell's going on in the background there?
There's a massive fight going on in my hallway. Sorry, I'm even going to pause to listen to this. It's great. They're better. I don't know why the other one didn't work for me. 17 phones in 2 years. You know how many phones I had before that? One. One phone.
All the podcast fault.
Everyone used to make fun of me. For 9 years, I had the same phone. Everyone would tease me. Bug me about how old my phone was. Because you know that video I make where I get celebrities to tell me how bad I am?
Yeah.
They would make fun of my phone. One of them did. One of the bands I talked to, He holds up the phone and he goes, "You know the worst thing about Eric? He's got the first cell phone ever invented." It was really funny. People just always making fun of my phone because it was so old. And now I've had the newest one ever every day.
Oh, that's so funny. And shit still never works.
And that's not it. Yeah, right? Well, I buy used ones. I can't afford new. If I was buying new phones, Jesus. I'd lose my mind. I might get a new laptop tomorrow, though. I don't like this one.
That'll be good.
This one's slow. And the guy who sold it to me, he's funny. I like him. He doesn't rip me off, per se. But he knows that this one is slow. I went and told him, and he's like, "Yeah, I know." Oh, that's good. He didn't tell me it wasn't. I can't, I didn't think to ask. But he's like, "Yeah, I knew you'd bring that one up. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk." It's like, that's not a good way to do business. Well, I guess it is for him, but he didn't lie.
No, didn't lie.
It's I love that the truth by omission or whatever. Anyway, moving on. We had a show to do. Don't buy stuff at the Hastings Market. No, do, because I'm setting up that website. Do it.
Yeah, buy stuff from us. At the Hastings Market.
Well, I'm setting up the website so those guys can advertise their stuff online. And that way, when they get harassed by the cops, they're not losing that hour of the day anymore. Because the cops come and roast them every 3 or 4 times a day, right? Then they gotta wait till the cops are gone and come back and set up all their stuff again. It's a big pain in the ass.
It sounds like it.
And it's kind of the city's fault. The city promised all the people that bought into these luxury condos down here, "Oh yeah, that'll be gone when you move in." No, it won't, and it never was going to be. You guys were lied to. Welcome to Vancouver.
Hey, did you know that 10,000 years ago there was a giant beaver in Canada that was bigger than a human?
I always hoped. I'm not even kidding.
Just throw that out there.
No, I honestly, I did not know that.
Yeah, apparently.
That's very good.
Throwing that out there.
I like that. Thank you. Yeah, I guess second half of the show, right? We got to get on to, we're going to revisit. Sorry, guys, that was really stupid. That was, I don't know, political stuff. It's scaring me right now to the point where I can't really make sense of it. But if you guys can, let me know. Eric at ericandgord.com, Gord at ericandgord.com. Visit ericandgord.com right now. There's a video showing all the logo choices you can choose from and instructions on what to do with yours if you want to enter our contest and win that flying V. There's details at ericandgord.com, and I believe I put it on Facebook as well.
Very, very cool.
Start following that. It's going to get exciting. That's the second biggest contest that's going on this year. The other one's for Prime Minister. But the Flying V is much cooler than either of the guys who are going to be Prime Minister. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. You want to know why? Because the Flying V works.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. I like that. That's a good... We should send that to Washburn. I bet we get some free shit. I'm looking up Washburn after this. You know why Flying V's rock? Because they fucking work.
Because it works.
That's why they're better than our government. I spent the day... You know where I spent most of the day? I spent most of the day rooting through the dark web, learning how to do shit. That is
you weren't actually on the dark web, were you?
I was actually on the dark web. That's what I do.
That's a terrifying place to be on, man.
I was mostly on the deep web, if you know the distinction. And the deep web is like the dark web, but less rapey and murdery and more computer hacky.
You know that's where Bitcoin started, right?
Yes, and still the predominantly accepted currency if you want anything on the dark web. Like, you could go buy a credit card right now. I could go buy a Visa with like $7,000 on it, and I have to pay in Bitcoin.
Isn't that funny? Well, I can contribute some money into that if you want to.
Interesting though that what I looked into was hacking. Believe it or not, hacking is huge. The state of Florida just paid out $600,000 to hackers who took a city's all their information online and held it hostage for $600,000 ransom. 65 bitcoins they got paid.
Really?